Welcome everybody to another edition of the Sports Corner. I'm Cole Scharf, and my co-host is always Anthony Fielding, and we have our special guest, my brother Chase Scharf, here today.
How's it going?
How's everybody doing today?
We're giving you a special road trip podcast out here. I think it's the first time it's ever been done, a live podcast recorded in the car while we're moving on our way to Denver. And we're going to Denver today for a fantasy football draft. So that'll be about the main topic we have today is fantasy football, but we'll go over a couple other things as well, like the preseason and the new news on Kaepernick and shit like that. So I'll start it off. We'll just get the other shit out of the way, then we can hit the fantasy football shit hard. Colin Kaepernick, it came out today that he was offered a contract with the Denver Broncos in 2016 at $7 million a year for 2 years, and he turned it down. So now it kind of means everything he's doing is kind of for no reason, like suing the NFL for blackballing him and blah, 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 because he had an offer and he turned it down, so you can't say that he's being blackballed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think he's good enough to play places, but I can't blame Denver for not wanting to entertain the idea anymore. The way Elway said, I offered him a deal and he didn't want it, so don't bring that shit to me.
Exactly, that's the thing. Like, they offered him a fucking 2 years, $7 million a year, so 2 year, $14 million deal. That's decent fucking money. You know what I mean? It's decent money.
It's better money than what he was making.
Yeah, and so it's like, now you can't say the NFL's blackballing you. You know what I mean? They offered you a contract even after you did your protesting shit, which I think every team should have anyways. But they went out on a limb for that, knowing how much backlash they would have got if they signed him, and they still offered him a contract. So.
Yeah, the thing to me is, like, why are they coming out saying that now instead of back then when it happened?
Because John Elway just got deposed for his lawsuit. So he's like, fuck it. It's public record now. I'm going to go ahead and say it.
Okay.
And my only thing with it is aside from the protesting thing, there's probably 10 to 13 quarterbacks that he could start over and be better than and contribute better than. I would take him in Miami.
Yep.
I know there's probably a lot of other teams I wouldn't mind upgrading quarterback and playing Kaepernick. So I definitely think he is somewhat being blackballed. Only one team gave him a deal. There's 31 left that, you know, of those 31, half of them could use his services, you know?
Yep.
Yeah,
So he is kind of being blackballed still by the league for taking a stand in his own beliefs and stuff.
Well, did you guys see what happened with Madden this last week? That one guy's got a song on there, and they use Kaepernick's name in the song. Like,
yeah,
he says Big Sean. Yeah, and he says Colin Kaepernick. And at first, EA Sports edited it so they didn't say Colin Kaepernick's name. Well, then there was a backlash, and they added his name back. So to me, I was like, oh my God, they're gonna fucking take his name out of a song on their game. How are you not blackballing him? You know? Exactly. And then that comes out with the offer, and so then I'm like, well, now I'm stuck in the middle because you're trying to take his name out of your fucking game. Yeah. That's definitely blackballing somebody when it's a song that's not even affiliated with the NFL. The only reason it is because it's in Madden.
Yeah, but then again, you got to kind of see his side of, maybe he did get offered by one team, but maybe he knows how the NFL is, and like we're still seeing how it is. They have this anthem thing. They don't have it down at all, and by him like not wanting to be part of the NFL anymore, that could be another reason. I mean, but then don't say they're blackballing.
Exactly.
You say I don't want to be a part of an organization that won't understand me or my voice.
Yep. You don't get to have your cake and eat it too with that.
Yeah, you can't have it both ways. And I don't know if has he said anything about it yet or anything?
No, he's kind of he's always been quiet about that shit. So.
And I don't know. Here's another thing: is he got a lot of offers in Canada. So if he really wanted to just play ball, in all reality, he could just be playing ball right now. But he's made it a lot more than what it's.
That's what I was gonna say. The way I look at it now is he feels like he's gone too far to turn back.
Yeah.
So he's got to keep going with it.
And
no matter what.
He's still all over ESPN.
Yep.
He hasn't thrown a ball in 2 years, and he's still all over television.
Yeah, but he's over contributing to neighborhoods and fulfilling what he was gonna say.
So he's getting his limelight on still.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. It could be those defenses in Canada. I mean, you seen how they tore up Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
So, but who knows?
The next thing I wanted to go over real quick, because like I said, this is basically going to be a fantasy football, because like I said, that's why we're driving all the way to Denver from Omaha, Nebraska to fucking party tonight and do a fantasy football draft tomorrow and go home on Sunday. So, I mean, that's called dedication to fantasy football, if you ask me. Fucking 7 hours in a car with this fucking guy. The off season, two main things. Khalil Mack is not going to quit holding out. He might be the first player in NFL history to sit out all fucking season. So, in my opinion, he's got fined $800,000 for missing the first game. He's going to get fined $800,000 for missing the second game. That's $1.6 million fucking dollars you're missing out on for not going to a preseason game. So
does he still make other money, or is that all of his pay?
I think he gets endorsements, and like he's.
But I mean, from the Oakland Raiders, does he forfeit 100% of his salary for missing a game?
He's still getting.
That's
paid.
just the fine. That's the set fine. It's $800,000.
So he's still getting money.
Yeah.
Holding out.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so I just think he ain't going nowhere, and I think it's Oakland's best interest to just trade the guy.
So what more does he want? They offered him a big deal, didn't they?
No, he's still on his rookie contract. So he wants to get paid big money, which he deserves. He's the best player at his position.
And if I'm not mistaken, Gruden wants that deal to get done too.
Well, him and Gruden haven't spoke since February.
Yeah.
Okay. I would imagine Gruden wants that.
They're doing fine without him right now.
Yeah, Gruden came out and said it's not a distraction. I'm disappointed, but we'll move on without him. Like, okay, then fucking trade him.
Yeah, get something out of it.
Trade him to my New York Jets. We got the money to pay the motherfucker.
Or bring him back to Buffalo.
Trade him.
Hometown.
Trade him to the Jets, please. And then Aaron Donald's holding out, but it sounds like his is coming to an end.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is too.
Aaron Rodgers is going to be...
He got signed, didn't he?
No, not yet.
They're
They're finalizing it. He's going to be the highest paid player in NFL history.
Yeah.
Le'Veon Bell already said he will be there week 1, so, I mean, you might as well go back now because...
Well, he's the highest paid player this year now with that franchise
it's
tag.
only 14.5.
Oh, I thought it was 24.
No,
something.
it's
14.5, yeah.
Okay.
So, but my point is if you're going to hold out and then you're like, oh, but I'll be there week 1, what the fuck's the point of holding out? Now they know to just wait till week 1, bro. So you might as well just go back because you were slow last year missing all preseason. You didn't get it going until week 3, kind of hurt people in fantasy football, motherfucker.
But Le'Veon can't get tagged again, right? They have to sign him or let him go.
2 years in a row. So he's on, this is his... No, they have to sign him or let him go because this is his second year being tagged. You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, it's week 2. My Jets played last night against the Redskins. They didn't look very good. The one positive note I'll say from both games is our Jets have not. My defense has not given up a touchdown yet. Granted, I know it's the preseason, but still, not giving up a touchdown in 8 quarters of football is pretty impressive. I don't care what level of competition it is. That's a good fucking thing to have. Sam Darnold looked human last night. He threw his first pick, but he still at the same time did things most other rookies can't do, like checking down at the line of scrimmage, audible and scanning the whole field, not forcing the ball, etc. Teddy Bridgewater looked good. Everybody's saying they want him to start, which I wouldn't have a problem with him starting unless we could trade him for an offensive line, because our offensive line is fucking trash and it sucks horribly. So I don't know why they didn't address that need at all in the offseason besides getting long, but our offensive line is garbage. How you think? I mean, are you even watching Miami games? I know they're going to go 0-16, so there's no point to really watch them. So I mean, are you paying?
I've watched what I can. We've only had the one game so far, and we lost to Tampa Bay.
Nice.
Yeah, Tampa Bay's like 32nd in the power rankings.
I mean it's not good. We seem to get to that point where every 3rd or 4th year we'll start to get our talent developed, draft a couple, high line guys, and things are going to maybe start to come together and go in a better direction, and then all of a sudden we just butcher the entire roster. This happens. It reoccurs every 3rd or 4th season in Miami. I don't understand it. We got rid of Sue. We got rid of Jarvis. We gave up a J.I. for nothing. I think Tannehill's coming back off the knee, so it's...
I think it's safe to say Miami's the new Cleveland.
It could very well be. Yeah, and it's like they're content with playing for high draft picks as opposed to playoffs, and I don't get it. We had such a long drought from the playoffs. We made the playoffs last year and got rid of the entire roster that pretty much got us there. It doesn't make sense to me. I like Kenyon Drake. We were overfilled at the running back position. I think getting a deal for one of them was good. They had concerns with Ajayi's knees going forward. Kenyon Drake is young. He's the future of the team. I like that. I would have liked to see Devontae Parker and Carew kind of develop a little more before you get rid of one of the greatest pair of hands in the game for essentially nothing as well, going to Cleveland, who, by the way, has just completely turned that franchise around on paper. And now it all falls back on Tannehill rebounding from an injury that a lot of quarterbacks never recover from. Going forward, I don't know. I'm thinking 4 wins this year at best. Another high draft pick that we'll sign and pay his rookie deal off and then trade him.
You think this is the make or break year for Ryan Tannehill?
I think that the last 2 years have been the make or break year for Tannehill. We gave the kid $110 million in his second season.
Yeah.
And he's not worth that, in my opinion. I've never thought he was worth that. Obviously, the potential's there. Combine that with a biased opinion, then yeah, you think he might be the guy. But I think he's past his make or break year, and he didn't make it. Unfortunately, we're stuck with that money. And there's not going to be a lot of teams wanting to take over a contract that size for somebody like him. So we're eating that, and that gives us no room to get any other quarterbacks or anything. And we're kind of stuck with 17 going forward. He's still young. He still has a lot of time to learn. He's got a killer arm. He can run the ball. But we need to do more than obviously what we've been able to do.
Yeah.
We did better the year he missed than we have any year with him, with Jay Cutler. So
here's what I'm gonna say. That's Tannenbaum for you, bro. When Tannenbaum was for the Jets, he fucked up our salary cap, and that's why we hired John Izek, and John Izek came in, and now that's why we're in the cap position we're in now, because we had $100 million this offseason. We're projected to have $100 million going into next offseason. When Tannenbaum left, I think we were in the hole like $26 million in the salary cap.
Yeah,
so that's what he got us the 2 AFC championship games, so that's cool, you know what I mean? But still, he left us in a worse position than we were in when he got there, because we didn't win the Super Bowl or nothing. I mean, to me, everybody knows my opinion. If you didn't win the Super Bowl, it was a failure of a fucking season. That's the way it is. That's what everybody plays the game for. So, I mean, he fucked us, and then Izek, thank God, saved us. So the minute Miami signed him, they started signing all these big-name players. I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but your fucking salary cap's going to be fucked for the next 5 years after he leaves.
Yeah, so then you have to cut guys like Landry for a 5th-round pick and no compensation in return. It's terrible. Or Sue gets sent off. That one isn't as bad to me. I like Robert Quinn. I feel like even if he's not quite as good as Sue, cutting the years off the position it's a worthy deal. Sue's getting up there in age. He's 33 now, I believe. Quinn's not even 30 yet, so youth in that position is better going forward, I think. Also, he's cheaper. Again, probably trying to fix cap mishaps and stuff like that. But everywhere else, the deals that Miami makes are not good ones.
Yeah.
They have a history of making poor decisions, poor
Yeah, like
deals.
giving Jay Cutler $10 million for 1 year.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't you guys run a 3-4 defense?
Used to.
Yeah.
Yep, which wasn't a scheme fit for half the players on the team.
Well, no, like you got Sue. I mean,
Our defense, however, is going to be... I mean, I do like our defense. I like Rashad Jones in the back there. Quinn on the line. Wake's still going to be on the line. We got talent on the defensive side of the ball. It's just a matter of putting it together. That's all.
Yeah. And if they're on the field most of the game, that doesn't help at all either.
Nope.
How do you feel about your offseason so far, Anthony, as a Bills fan?
So right now, I'm still content. I mean, I like to see a healthy Kelvin Benjamin. I mean, everybody's seen what he did in Carolina. You know, after he got confronted by Cam Newton, you know, went on the field, got a big first down, and then a 30-yard touchdown. And I know Kelvin Benjamin could be something special. You know, he's just been dealing with injuries. So just like last year, we got him with his knee injury. So it'll be interesting to see a healthy Kelvin.
He had that bad... I don't know if it was a chemistry issue with him and Cam, or maybe it was a health thing that he just never got going, but I just feel like Benjamin is... Can you say overrated to somebody who hasn't really been rated that high?
No, but
because
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I feel like he gets a little bit more love than he's really deserved from just what I've seen. I haven't really seen... I mean, he's not a speed threat. He's not really a huge red zone target. He can't really run pristine routes and just beat people.
No,
you know.
He's known for his red zone threat, like big body receiver.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's big. He's got big hands and everything.
I gotta watch. You know, I watch every game, and the dude, like he could get some like crucial first downs, and
I think
And
Buffalo's
touchdowns.
best thing was getting Corey Coleman for a 7th-round pick in 3 years.
Yep.
That
Yep.
kid he's a first-round talent, man.
If he can
Yeah,
stay
he
healthy,
is.
yeah,
if he
for
stays
sure.
healthy,
For
stays
sure.
out of trouble, that kid's money.
Did he broke this college football record for single season yards, didn't he?
I believe so. Either
Yeah.
way, they helped out their quarterback, whoever their starter's going to be. They helped out their quarterback getting
Yeah.
that receiver for them. Real quick, let's jump off this, then we'll get to fantasy. I forgot all about this, otherwise I would have said it in the open. We got to talk about Jalen Ramsey and the things he said about 24, the quarterback.
I just want to interrupt and go on record and say I stand behind the dude. I love this shit so
Yep,
much.
yep.
Keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Yeah.
It's not little league. This
Yeah.
is the big boy
is
shit.
adult
And
shit, bro.
I would much rather hear these athletes saying the type of shit that he's saying instead of kissing everybody's ass around the league.
Yeah.
100% tenfold. Keep doing that shit, Jalen Ramsey. I'm waiting for Odell Beckham to come to town week 1, and we're going to see whose money's going to be where their mouth was, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. It's not like it's some bum coming out here saying this shit. That's one of the best cornerbacks, if not the best cornerback in the NFL.
Arguably number 1.
And he's only been in the league 2 years. He's a 2-time All-Pro cornerback. But here's a couple of the quarterbacks that he talked about. I won't go over all 24 because we ain't got time for that. Joe Flacco played him 2 years in a row. He sucks. Aaron Rodgers does not suck.
Does not
Tom
suck.
Brady does not suck. Marcus Mariota. I think Marcus Mariota is a great quarterback for their team. Tyrod Taylor. I think Tyrod Taylor is actually a better quarterback than he gets credit for because he does not make mistakes, and that is accurate and that's fact right there.
There's
his,
still room for Tyrod Taylor.
and that's the thing is his analysis on all these quarterbacks are pretty fucking spot on. If you
Yeah,
ask me.
it's not far
I don't
off.
know Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't know yet. If you know how to work within the scheme, then it means you're good. I guess you could say he's good. I want to
And
find.
here's another thing real quick. He was asked these questions.
Yeah.
He didn't just go to Twitter or something and start bashing quarterbacks like they made it sound right away.
Yeah,
He
they
was
did
in
make
an
it sound like
interview
that.
and they asked him these questions and he just answered them.
Dak Prescott, he's good. He's all right. He's okay. I'll put it that way.
I don't agree with that one.
No.
I don't either.
Derek Carr, I think he's good. Eli, this is going to turn into another debate because I'm always fucking defending this guy. Eli Manning. I won't say Eli's good. It's Odell. Here's the thing. I just got in an argument with my buddy Kevin on Facebook. He said Jameis Winston was better than Eli Manning. Listen, Eli Manning throws a lot of interceptions, whatever. But when it comes
Every
to
other year.
when it comes to clutch time, that
Yeah.
did you see the plays he made? Not just in the Super Bowl, in the fucking playoffs from start to finish. The dude's got 2 Super Bowls, and everyone's like, "Oh, his defense takes him there." What about the 2 fourth down completions he completed on
Yeah.
crazy ass passes to continue the drive to get a game-winning field goal or game-winning touchdown?
Tyree helped him out a hell of a lot on one of those.
On the helmet
but-
catch, but here's my thing about that. Where's David Tyree? No one's heard his name since that catch.
Yeah.
Eli Manning is still relevant in the fucking league starting.
He's an MVP, Super Bowl MVP.
Twice.
You can't knock on the guy that's got
So-
2 Super Bowl MVP.
For fucking idiots out there saying Jameis
As of
Winston.
late, though, he hasn't been very good. I mean,
But outside of Odell, what does that team have? Now they got Saquon Barkley, so that'll help. Outside of Odell Beckham Jr., they don't have shit.
yeah, they don't.
Yeah.
And their defense is trash.
I think Evan Ingram's going to take a huge step this year, though, just to be fair. The kid's got size, he can catch anything, and he plays opposite of Odell 90% of the
Yeah.
time, stretching that field out, you know?
Yeah.
With the running back that can catch out of the backfield, they improve their O-line a little bit. Eli definitely is 100% responsible for the mistakes. He throws a lot of arrogant passes that end up going to the other side, but if he can clean up his throwing,
Yeah.
Giants can easily be in that topic of conversation again in 1 year.
Yep.
Without question. I mean, you're in the division with Philly, who only improved in all
But
reality.
they didn't really look too hot in that preseason game yesterday.
Nah,
The
I think
Patriots-
they got to get on full
The Patriots
speed.
were bullying. Like, the Patriots are mad. And that's one thing I'm scared of because, we got to go against, all of us got to go against the Patriots 2 times a year. And the last thing you want to do is piss them off.
Oh,
And that's
yeah.
exactly what they look like. Even though it's a preseason
Why are you letting
game,
Brady play a half in the preseason?
Yeah.
I love
got
that
fired,
because
yeah.
everybody's talking about he's done, he's washed up, he ain't gonna make it another year. Who's that? Rob Parker on ESPN. Actually, he's Fox Sports now. He was on the Herd the other day, and he said, "Sound the alarm on the Patriots.
Yeah, I
The
seen that.
bottom is gonna fall out of this thing like you've never seen before." And I just think people like that are batshit crazy. How are you on TV?
Yeah.
How can you honestly sit there and say the bottom is going to fall out of this team? This team is dominated
Yeah, as long
for
as Belichick
15
is there.
years.
Yeah,
15 years.
But I do see them unraveling.
Yeah,
like, they are. It's slowly.
That's different than the bottom falling out
but
of
it's
it, though.
slowly falling apart, bro.
Yeah,
like,
it determines two things: however long Brady's
played
gonna
in
be
the
there,
Super Bowl
and
last
how long
year.
Belichick wants to coach.
How is it falling apart? They've
they
been
lost.
to the
They
Super Bowl 2
lost
years in a row.
Amendola or Edelman. Which one went to Miami?
Amendola.
They lost Amendola, but they picked up Decker.
Yeah.
So
They still have Brandon
and
Cooks.
Amendola was hurt.
No,
most of the
Cooks-
year
I
last
thought
year
Cooks
anyway.
was gone.
Yeah, Cooks. He plays for the
Cooks got traded.
Oh, I didn't know Cooks left already.
Yeah, Cooks is gone.
That's all right. Gronkowski, Edelman,
If Gronk can stay healthy,
Eric Decker's going to
Yeah,
be
I
a
wanna say
perfect
Cooks
slot
plays for the
receiver in
Rams.
there.
Cooks
Yep.
does play for the
yeah,
Rams.
they got the
He'll be a great slot receiver, Eric Decker will down there.
Oh, yeah.
And they all fit into that system. And the best part about New England is Bill gets those guys to buy in immediately. Your first year here, you're going to buy in because we got shit to do.
Yeah, he doesn't.
And they fucking do it.
He doesn't mess around.
And
for
they,
sure.
you know, how many quarterbacks play the whole half? Veterans, 15-year veterans on the first preseason game.
Yeah.
And Brady's like, fuck that, I'm not going out.
Yep.
I'm getting these reps in. We got to get this work done, and I'm playing.
So one thing about Jalen Ramsey is he talks shit about every AFC quarterback but mine. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, and
You don't have one.
And he
we
shit.
have Darnold, baby.
And what I didn't. Another thing I didn't like is he shit on Allen. Like that dude hasn't even played a snap in the NFL yet, and he said it was a
Oh.
bad draft.
Just
pick.
wait, I'm about to read it. I'm gonna get y'all hot,
Yeah.
fired up here. But first, I got to read Tannehill shit. I don't know much about him. I haven't heard the greatest stuff about him, but I don't know him personally, so I can't tell you. I don't watch their games either. Well, then, what's that tell you about?
These Jaguars, man. There's. I'm kind of mad that we lost to them in that playoff game the way we did.
They got a chance to be good. I can't believe
They
they
do.
kept Bortles. You
Hey,
stick with Bortles.
He showed up in the playoffs though.
Well, now there's
all right.
speculation that they're going to trade for Teddy Bridgewater and give us that outside pass rusher they got, that who always Dante Fowler or whatever. Always
No way.
Bro, he just got suspended for a week because he fought his teammate.
I saw that.
Yeah.
They're crazy. If they touch that defense at all, they're fucking crazy in Jacksonville, dude.
Yeah, and we gave him what's his name?
Marcel Darius,
Yeah, Darius.
beast mode.
Darius is still young.
Right.
He
And
just-
they got a Boye.
Yeah.
People talk about Jalen,
It's
dude.
just-
Boye's a monster.
We had Darius under. I mean, I'm not gonna. Sean McDermott got us to the playoffs our first year, but it's like Darius was young. I didn't like to get rid of him. He's a big body defensive tackle.
Yeah, huge
But it's
guy.
like, you know, under Rex Ryan, there's a lot of stuff goes unpunished under Rex Ryan. That's what he was criticized for. And you know, Darius kept getting in trouble, and maybe he kept mouthing off to McDermott or something. There's
Had
a
to.
reason why we traded him.
Yeah,
But-
it didn't fit in somebody.
But when I see him go to Jacksonville, I'm like, oh, like.
It's the
some of these
perfect
teams-
team for him
yeah,
to go to.
yeah,
I lost service, so I can't find the Jets quote or the Josh Allen quote because we're out here in the boonies.
No, he said he's. I think he said he's trash.
He's
They
trash.
should have never drafted him.
A waste of a draft pick.
Yeah.
And
Just
then
a
he's
typical Wyoming kid getting hated on.
well,
Oh, yeah.
and here's the thing. He was like, well, when they played big schools, he threw 5 picks against Ohio State and blah, blah, blah. Here, listen, when we drafted Sam Darnold, I didn't want to draft Sam Darnold. I wanted Baker Mayfield. I went on live fucking social media saying how mad I was. I threw my phone on the ground. I wanted Baker Mayfield. And Sam Darnold led the college football in interceptions last year. 22 fucking
22.
interceptions. Led him. And ain't no one saying nothing.
Guess who else
Yeah.
did? There was another quarterback that, before he got drafted, he threw about 25 interceptions in his senior season in college football. You know who it was?
Mason Rudolph,
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan.
Yep.
I think he's doing
Well,
all right in the NFL.
and Sam Darnold said something that really, I've never heard a quarterback say, and it really stuck to me. He's like, it's easier to read the field in the NFL because the hash marks are closer.
Yeah.
So he's
Yeah.
like, I don't have to go all the way over here and then all the way back over here. It's right here.
Yeah.
And so that made sense to me. I'm like, wait a minute, that does make sense, you know? And the last thing, and I'll stop sucking Darnold's dick, but Josh Norman, one of the best corners in the NFL, came out and said, man, that kid's good. He didn't make no mistakes. We tried to trick him. He read, he checked down. He's definitely way above his age. He's only 21 years old. If he starts week 1, he'll be the youngest quarterback to ever start week 1 at 21 years of age. So
He should start.
we have
You
to
might
start.
as well.
Unless,
I mean, unless Bridgewater's in like
Bridgewater.
prime
Yeah.
form,
yep.
and you can maybe get some trade out of that or something at some point. Darnold's obviously the future. There's no debate there.
Yeah, but why,
So you-
why throw him into the fire if you don't have to?
Well,
My
here's
only
the
thing is because is it worth setting him behind Teddy?
Well, if Teddy, they're so close right now in the competition. One of them needs to take a step ahead of him.
Yeah, but the thing is, what's he going to learn from Teddy? Teddy's not much older
Here's
than
the thing,
Sam.
Josh McCown's there. And everybody says Josh McCown's the greatest teammate they've ever had when it comes to quarterback. Yeah, he's not great. He's not a great quarterback. He ain't going to the Hall of Fame. But when it comes to being a teammate, a teacher, and a leader, everybody says, like I told you last night, we're going to transition him into our quarterback coach because he's going to retire after this year, and he will be our quarterback coach. You heard it here first. I'm almost willing to put money on it. But the only problem with starting Darnold right away, we have 3 games in a 10-day period. We start off Monday Night Football against the Lions. We play the Dolphins Sunday, and then we play the Browns on Thursday night. We play 3 of our fucking 16 games in a 10-day period. And that's going to be tough not only for a pro quarterback, a rookie that's never done it, having to turn around and game plan for 3 different teams in a 10-day period.
It'd be a tough test for him.
That's what I mean. So why not? Why not throw him out there?
I always have said that. If this guy's going to be your future, get the bullshit out of the way now. Let him get beat up. Let him make his mistakes while you got him. He's 20.
And everybody said, oh, well, look at how good Aaron Rodgers is. He sat on the bench. Okay, look how good Cam Newton is. He started right away.
They had Brett Favre to sit behind.
Look how good Russell Wilson was. He started right away. Look at Peyton Manning, had a horrible rookie year. Now he's one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game. So you know what I mean? It's just everybody's different. And if you feel like he's ready, fucking play him. Don't hesitate.
I feel like if he's even close to ready.
Yeah
even
exactly.
if he's not 100% ready and he's close to ready, and my other options are Teddy Bridgewater off of this. He shouldn't have even walked again, they were saying.
Yeah, he almost lost
or
his
Josh
leg.
McCown. I'm putting the kid in. We traded up for this pick, mind you. We've needed a franchise quarterback in New York for many years now. We finally have one. This kid's getting billboards all over the town. Fans are asking about Darnold, not Teddy Bridgewater. You're going to sell more tickets. You're going to sell more jerseys. There's everything points to play this kid.
Yep.
I would be real surprised if Darnold does not start for the Jets in the first week.
I'm willing to put money on that as well, that he will start week 1 of the regular season.
Unless Bridgewater just goes lights out. Todd Bowles is a smart coach. So
we're halfway to our hour mark. So, Anthony, you got anything about Josh Allen? Who's going to be your starting quarterback? You think they'll start the rookie?
I don't think.
They don't have
probably
anybody
not
else.
yet. Because AJ McCarron's barely a vet.
True
and
that.
Peterman, this is his second.
I forget
second
about
year.
AJ. Listen, sorry to cut you off, but AJ McCarron, I feel like could be a good fucking quarterback in this league. He's just never had the chance.
He's a 3-time national champ.
I didn't think he did that well with Cincy when he was given the opportunities behind Dalton.
He knows how to win championship games, but it's like, what do we got to do to get there?
Yeah, for sure.
We got a lot of work to do on the offensive side of the ball.
We just crossed state lines. We are in Colorado, so this is the first podcast ever to stream live and record video crossing state lines from Nebraska to Colorado. We are just out here making all kinds of fucking history. So with that being said, I'm going to take a minute before we get into the fantasy football and thank my sponsor, O'Hara Exteriors LLC, for any remodeling, siding, gutters, window, and roofing. Call 402-213-3289. 402-213-3289 and tell them you heard about them here. Really appreciate it. Without sponsors, we couldn't do this as much as we do. With that being said, let's get into the fantasy football talk. I have won fantasy football leagues. I'm in about 5 a year consistently. I play a bunch of bullshit ones I don't pay attention to, but I'm in about, I'll say 4 money leagues a year. I'm in one with Anthony every year, a friends league. I think it's been going, 7, 8 years now?
Yeah, I play in that league too sometimes.
He's in this league. It's usually about the same 7 people, 8 people. We have to find 2 new replacements every year, but I think we finally got 10 that are going to stick around forever. The reason we're going to Colorado is for this guy's league. It's been going on for like 10 years. Big boy league, switched to 12 people this year, $200 buy-in, big pot. I always shit the bed in that league, except for last year. I got 3rd place off of luck because every player I drafted, I cut and picked up free agents and traded and made it. Honestly, Alvin Kamara got me to the playoffs, so I'll just put it to you that way.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm in dead last in that league, so I'm ready to get it going this year.
See, about that, there's this league that I'm in. It's on NFL, the NFL app or whatever. But they do a dollar transaction. So whenever you claim something off the waiver or something, it's $1. And I ended up having like $17 at the end of the year.
Nice.
And we were gonna do something like that too to kind of keep a wrap on the transaction.
I think they do like whoever got the most points gets that pot or something like that.
Yep. Going to 12 teams is going to
sometimes
be a...
you can score the most points, but just everybody can go off that week against you,
Yep.
and you don't make the playoffs.
Yep.
So
It
who's
kind of
the,
rewards having a good team still.
who's the number one sleeper? Apparently my laptop computer doesn't stay charged very long, so I don't know if we'll be able to get a full hour, but we'll at least get another 20 minutes or so. So
Obviously, I'm on the Saquon Barkley train. I mean, that's self-explanatory. I think the Giants, they love to run the ball, and they're going to do that. And they got a kid that can.
yep.
Yeah.
I think that Saquon Barkley is going to dominate anything Ezekiel Elliott did. Years 1 or 2.
Maybe they do not have the same line as the Cowboys.
They definitely don't, but I still say Saquon will be better than Zeke.
Yeah, that's-
just on pure running talent.
Yeah.
Saquon is a freak,
And
man.
like if you watch him work out, it's like he's working out with Gurley and like the top tier running backs. It's
Yeah,
like he can
all
do
good.
workout just as well as they can.
Who's the clear-cut number 1 this year?
You got to go Todd Gurley.
You got to go with Todd
You
Gurley.
got to go with Todd Gurley.
Can you go with Le'Veon?
See,
No.
one thing is like there seems like there's a lot more running backs this year that can go off.
There's
Wide
definitely more.
receivers might be hard to come by this year.
I agree.
I
And
think it
last
might
year
be-
was a little bit more of the opposite.
Yeah,
until
last
these
year was
younger
run-
kids
yeah.
started kicking in the later weeks of the year and started getting. I mean, half these kids weren't even getting opportunities.
Yeah, you didn't even start with what's his
Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt.
I
his
had
first
him.
game.
Yeah.
You didn't even start him.
I
His
didn't
first
even
game,
start
did you?
playing him till like week 4 or 5, and then my brother got Kamara in like week 7 on the waivers, and the guy led the league for the rest of the season. And all these guys are, New Orleans trimmed the fat in the running back areas, so obviously Kamara's the guy down there now.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what's up in Minnesota. Is Dalvin Cook gonna be, fully 100% off of that ACL?
Right.
Because he
You
was
can never
poised to destroy shit
Yeah,
out there.
yeah, he was.
And Minnesota's team is, I think they're the most well-rounded team in the NFL.
Yeah.
Minnesota's my Super Bowl pick. Book that. I think they're the most well-rounded team. They stay healthy. I love Dalvin Cook. Here's my concern with running backs. There's a lot of teams distributing carries
Yeah.
between more than one guy now.
Yeah.
A lot of them, Minnesota's got McKinnon and Dalvin Cook. The Rams have Gordon and that Oliver kid that usually poaches a lot bit. Chiefs
Yeah.
had Ware and Hunt.
The Falcons.
Falcons have a few.
Freeman.
Coleman and Freeman. I mean, there's a lot of teams that it's hard to find that bell cow back anymore.
Yeah.
There's only I
But
still
like I
say
said-
there's only a handful of them still,
Yeah, but
which are worthy
but
for
like
that.
I said, there's more availability in the running back position.
Yeah, there is
I think.
more.
I think yeah.
I like the fact that Ingram is out of New Orleans because that's just going to open the door for. They know Kamara's the dude.
Yeah.
They know Kamara's the dude, and he can catch passes. I think he's Le'Veon Bell, just not as good yet. Will be though. I mean, with the sample that he's had, there's nowhere to go but up, and that kid is very well on his way to dominate. I think I wouldn't be surprised if 12 picks in the first round, if 10 were running back.
The only thing is,
I suggest you take Ryan Tannehill first overall. That's just my suggestion.
I don't think I'm going to go that far. I can tell you that if I get 11 or 12, as far as the draft order goes, I'll go quarterback early, which is saying a lot because, I mean, a lot of mocks that I've done, or if you listen to, Schefter and Barry and all those guys, I mean, quarterbacks aren't going until third round,
Yep.
fourth round.
well, that's every year.
Yep.
But the
We've
thing-
always had a pretty
but the
early
thing-
quarterback.
But the thing about that the 12th pick is like you can take your chance and get your wide receiver quarterback duo.
Yeah.
So
If you play for that double up, it's just going to be hard. See, I think those
Don't
took a
double
little-
up Jameis Winston and Deshaun Jackson. I did that last
think,
year.
or Mike Evans.
Yeah.
I
I
thought
think,
Mike Evans was gonna ball out.
I
But,
think double ups have taken a bit of a hit too.
yeah.
Because you don't have Breeze and Graham or Breeze and Cooks. You don't have Brady and Cooks. I mean, Brady and Gronkowski's still there.
Yeah.
Who are you gonna partner up with Rodgers? Nobody.
Graham?
Jimmy Graham.
Maybe. I mean,
They already
maybe.
connect them like a 60.
They
right?
got
Yeah.
no other receivers on the team anymore this year. He's already complaining about the effort of the receivers.
Devontae Adams is
So-
savage. I had him last year. I had him in what's his name? Watkins. Hopkins.
Watch
Yeah,
out.
Him and Hopkins.
Watch out for Sammy Watkins in Kansas City. Although
Oh.
Patrick Mahomes has been throwing a lot of picks, they're saying he's throwing a lot of INTs.
Yeah, I can't believe they got rid of Alex Smith like that. But
Everybody, that arm you guys see popping up in the background is my niece. It's okay. It's not just a random body part around. There's a human being back there laying down. So.
Or it could be.
Yeah, or it could be. You never know with this group of guys.
I like. How do you think old number 4 in Houston, Deshaun's gonna be?
If he can stay healthy, bro, I think he'll be one of the best quarterbacks in the
That
NFL.
kid is fire,
Yeah.
dude. Fire.
Well,
The 5 games that he was.
well, watching him at Clemson was like it was
Yeah.
2 years in a row. He gave it to Alabama.
Yeah, 5 games that he was fully healthy for. I mean, he was hanging 50 burgers every week,
Yeah.
and he was off the waiver.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Shit, I'm picking this kid up, and I'm cutting my starter that I drafted in the 3rd round."
Yeah.
And then he blew his ACL, and it was like, "Oh shit!" And he's another one of those guys. Like, some people can recover from that, some people can't, and that's just the way it works. If he's one of those Adrian Peterson type of guys, AP ripped his ACL apart, and I think ran for
Multiple
1,400
times.
next year.
Both knees.
Yeah, ran for 1,400 the next year. Like, he didn't miss a beat.
Yeah.
Came back early even.
Yeah.
You know, there's people like that. But then you look at people like old school, like Pennington. Guy was never the same. Blew his leg out, never the same guy ever again. It can go one of two ways, but if Watson is anywhere near what he was last year, he's arguably one of the top 3 quarterbacks to get.
All right, guys, so we're going to have to cut it off here. This will be part 1. We'll come with you tomorrow with part 2. We'll give a little bit of a breakdown, and then I'm going to go ahead and stream our draft live. A little bit of it, not the whole thing, because it's like 3 hours.
Parental discretion
Yes,
is advised.
It will be some cuss words, there will be some alcoholic beverages, and there will be some shit talking. Again, sorry to cut it off in the middle like this. I just got to make sure this shit saves before my computer dies, and it's not all for nothing. So you can find all of our content on YouTube at Cole Sports Corner on YouTube. I'm on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, SoundCloud. Everywhere you can find a podcast, we are there. Just type in Cole Scharf. I'm going to get more creative with the name, but people are starting to find it, so I don't want to change everything up. Again, thank you guys for your support. We are growing. I want to thank everybody, and I want to thank my brother Chase, my brother Anthony for driving us out here. We're ready for some fun, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to this podcast. Hope you come
Smoke
back
break.
next
What's your
time.
fucking problem back
Yeah,
there?
thank you guys for listening to this podcast. We really appreciate it. All of my past podcasts and future podcasts are available on YouTube at Cole Sports.